Hey everybody, it's Zio, TMAC, the most hated chicks. But yeah, that's not what it really means. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've just kind of given it for the meantime. But no, it does not mean that. Um, so welcome to my channel. I wanted to start off by giving you guys something to think about. It's actually lyrics to a song, and, you know, this song is pretty controversial, and it has a derogatory, word in it, so I'm going to, use N-word instead of, you know, the real word, and, just, let me know what you guys think about it. So, the lyrics are Woman is the N word of the world. Yes, she is. Think about it. Woman is the N word of the world. Think about it. Do something about it. We make her paint her face and dance. If she won't be a slave, we say that she don't love us. If she's real, we say she's trying to be a man. While putting her down, we pretend that she's above us. Woman is the N word of the world. Yes, she is. If you don't believe me, take a look at the one you're with. Woman is the slave of the slaves. Ah, yeah, better scream about it. We make her bear and raise our children, and then we leave her flat for being a fat old mother hen. We tell her home is the only place she should be, then we complain that she's too unworldly to be our friend. Oh, woman is the N word of the world. Yes, she is. If you don't believe me, take a look at the one you're with. Oh, woman is the slave to the slaves. Yeah, all right, hit it. We insult her every day on TV and wonder why she has no guts or confidence. When she's young, we kill her will to be free while telling her not to be so smart. We put her down for being so dumb. Well, woman is the N word of the world. Yes, she is. If you don't believe me, take a look at the one you're with. Woman is the slave to the slaves. Yes, she is. If you believe me, better scream about it. We make her paint her face and dance. 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 So, if woman is the N word of the world, imagine being a black woman. Let that marinate with you. So, the title of my live is Girl Code and what it means. So, I got a definition of girl code, and one was girl code is the rules of being a woman. Also, girl code is the unwritten rules of a female friendship, or girl code usually focus on women and how they relate to men and not female solidarity. So, what does girl code mean? I think for me, girl code usually has to do with basically it usually more so pertains to the relationship when it comes to a man. Like, say for instance, if you have a friend and she, dated someone, girl code is, well, you don't date your friend's ex. But I want to look deeper into that, and I believe that girl code starts actually with you and amongst your friends in general. I really don't think it necessarily has to do with men. I think men should be left out of it. I think we have a kind of a, how do I want to put it, like, we need to take care of ourselves, when it comes to girl code. find, I don't know how I wanna put it, but, find love within ourselves and find kindness within ourselves, and also being able to extend that kindness to other women, because having women friends is a good thing. I think women need to really understand that, understand the importance of sisterhood and friendship when it comes to other women. Now, have women had horrible experiences with other women? Yeah, of course, they have. Me personally, I've had experiences with, not I wouldn't say women, but I remember being in grade school. I had some instances with certain girls, whether it was, oh, well, they don't like you, or, maybe you did something to rub them the wrong way, and what have you. But even in all of that, because some of those things were kind of traumatic for me, to be honest. But overall, it still never took the fact that I needed women in my life, that I needed to have friendships with women, and that just because I had a couple of bad experiences, women aren't important. Like they're it's not because they're not important to me, or you know, I don't need them because, this girl over here did X, Y, and Z to me. It's important. The women in my life have expired and inspired me to, you know, look into myself and to want to be just like them, because I would see my grandmother who, um, I she was in the church and she was an evangelist. And I know a lot of people associate this church with being shady and, people talking about people and what have you. And don't get me wrong, in a lot of instances, those things are very, very true. But the church that I grew up in, I honestly never really saw any of that. I always saw my grandmother, congregating with beautiful women. I remember seeing these women on the front rows with their beautiful hats and their beautiful attire. And these were strong women. Like they carried the church. Yeah, we had a pastor and he was the head of everything, but those women kept it all together and they loved each other very, very much. My grandmother would go to different churches speaking. My grandmother would go to funerals and speak. My grandmother would help the homeless. My grandmother did a lot of things, and I always looked up to her and wanted to be just like that. And I also saw the dynamic she had with her, how do I want to put it, the other women in church who she also considered her friends, and even for a lot of those people being family. So I always understood the importance of friendship with, other women. And I think in today's society, like we're being kind of taught to be put against each other. And it's very disheartening because we really need each other more so than ever. There's a war being put out on women, I should say. And women are missing every day. Women are being, you know, raped and, molested and killed and just, traffic. It's so crazy. And what's even more disheartening about that is you have women who are being in these situations through other women. Other women are setting these ladies up, and it's over a man, or over some man. And I understand in some of these cases, some of these ladies, they don't they're put in positions where they might have to do that. Some of those women might, be in a situations themselves where if they don't do this, their life is on the line, and that's understandable, to in that case. But, it's just very disheartening that women, we look at each other as competition and not as, hey, we're the same and we're going through the same things and we need to love each other and protect each other and just, extend an olive branch to our other, sisters, regardless if they aren't by blood. I've had a lot of women, a lot of women in my life help me, and they were not my relatives. So, um, they definitely don't have to be blood to be considered, your friend. And like I said, for some relationships with women, they would even be considered to be your family, depending on, how deep of a connection that, you guys grow together, and that's whether it's with one friend or with a group of girls, you know? I've been blessed to find a group of girls here on YouTube, and they also have the TMHC behind their names, and they are awesome. And we're all different, and we come from all different backgrounds. And I'm so ecstatic that I found them because it gives me a different perspective. Like for me, I'm very open-minded and I love the fact that I am the way I am and this person is the way they are. And they don't have to be like me for me to like them or understand them. Like we can agree to disagree. Like it's not a big deal. So I I really I really enjoy that. Like, and I know some people can't, fathom being in a group or being with, people who like, oh yeah, well you think that way? Oh girl, like, like I don't think that way. And sometimes it is that case where sometimes people mention certain things and it's like, oh well, I don't agree with that. But I don't have to dislike you because I don't agree with what your thoughts are. Now, if it's something that you just can't bend on, if it goes past your morals or something, yeah, that can become a, an issue or a wedge. But I also feel like a friendship, just like any relationship, is something that you have to work towards. There's gonna be bumps in the road. There's gonna be times where, you're challenged. There's gonna be times where people pit you against each other. And it's even more so for women because we are so quick to, go, oh yeah, girl, she said this. And it's like, oh, really? And, it can all go, downhill from there, especially if you're not mature, experienced enough to go and step back and really look at the whole situation. It can be very hard, being in that situation. But with growth, experience, and maturity, you eventually learn to have discernment in your relationship, in your friendships, in all relationships. And it's very important. And when I look back onto those situations where I had friends growing up and we had some disagreement, or they hurt me, or I could have possibly hurt them, you know, um, I look back and I have to think, like, what did I do to offend them? Or I have to look in the situation and be like, was this person ever really good for me? And it's not even so much just about um, them being a woman, but just relationships in general. Sometimes you have to ask if a person is just generally, you know, for you. Like if they truly care for you and and sometimes we are so into someone or we might like certain aspects about them that we don't look at the whole picture of this person, or we might as they say, have rose colored glasses, and we just, well, they're cool to hang out with, but I know this person does these other really, horrible things on the side. And, I'm just going to overlook that, not really understanding that if this person is doing those things to, other people, most likely it will come around to you. You know what I mean? And then when it does, we sit back and we're upset or we cry about it or we're hurt by it because we give them the benefit of the doubt of, not really understanding truly, you know, were they really my friend? And for everyone, it's hard to really say, well, if you do this, you're a good friend, or if you do that, you're a good friend, or if you do this, you're a good friend. You kind of have to come through that yourself on what makes a good friend for you. And you have to stick with those things because it won't be the same for everybody. And certain people can accept certain things from people that it doesn't bother them. Or people have deal breakers. If something someone does and it's a deal breaker, it's like, oh yeah, I can't really deal with that. So just real quick, I want to make an announcement. There are plenty, actually, it's an astronomical number of Black women and girls missing all over the United States. In 2020, 268,884 girls and women were reported missing. A third of those women were Black, so about 90,000, a little over 90,000. Just thought I'd throw that out there. If women don't stick together, then what? Where does that leave us? Because we can't expect for the other gender to be there for us, protect us. We just can't. And I know some people might feel a certain type of way with me saying this, but I believe there was a time where that said gender did do those things. And we live in a time now where we really have to be each other. We should be each other's friends and we should look out for one another and we should come to an understanding of, you know what, sis, I feel you because I'm a woman. We go through a lot of similar things. No, our lives may be different, in the bigger scheme of things, but overall, we go through a lot of the same things. And, you have to also, see certain women because, I mean, to be realistic about the situation, all women are just not going to be your friend. And that sucks too. That's it's hard to kind of like you don't wanna believe it, but it's the truth. Because you have women who like I said again earlier, who help certain people, capture women and do cruel things to women. And for those women, I don't know what to say. A lot of women live their life with this whole attitude of, "Well, it's not happened to me. I'm gonna turn my eyes to it because it's not being done to me." And it's very unfortunate because a lot of those women eventually, and I don't wish this on anybody, but if you believe in karma, it eventually comes back around. So, and all that, I would say definitely women out there who really, feel like they need the presence of other women, like go out there and seek friendship. And you might not always get the welcoming you want, but to find a good girlfriend or good group of girlfriends is a good thing. And I don't think you should let your past, experiences or traumas, stop you from gaining relationship with other women. It's I think it's important. I truly think it's important. And when you do find the right person or group, um, I think you will see yourself flourish I think you will see things in yourself and these other people. You will lift yourself up more. They will, lift you up as well. You can share your life with them. You can, give them courage. Um, it's a beautiful thing. It's very beautiful. And I would want every woman to have that. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Girl code, what does it mean to you? I would love to hear in the comments what you guys think about girl code and what it means to you. I also wanted to, because I didn't want this live to be very long, um, I wanted to basically give you guys a poem that I wrote, and it's called To Be a Woman. To be a woman is hard, fighting to be seen beyond our domestic capabilities, our mere existence to propel a man upward, fulfilling all their needs while simultaneously morphing into their sexual desires. Their dreams become our dreams, and our dreams must die. A woman's success is in being the object of their growing loins, and if their cock does not grow over a ruler's edge, the lack thereof is a problem you've caused. The fact their member completely misses the walls. Women are not objects. Am I not more than my body parts? And how far down my throat your phallus can reach? My femininity disqualifies me as capable of brain activity. You men truly believe it. So we don't deserve respect. All we can do is entertain a man because anything more would expose their true insecurities. Not only can she ride me, but she can compete. When a man sees a successful woman, he automatically takes it as a blow to his manhood. His mission is to break that woman into submission because no matter how great she becomes in her own right, she must be reminded that I have a penis and can conquer her solely on penis alone, says some man. Men, why do you hate your women? For man wasn't created for woman, but woman for man. The underlying disgust that lies underneath a man's intentions to dominate his other half is deplorable. The accomplishments to humanity through women is historical, only to be left behind after all our sweat, blood, and tears have been used to catapult you to opulence. Yet all that women sacrifice have been overshadowed by the ego of a man. As the saying goes, hell hath no fury like a man's fragile ego. Thank you guys for being with me tonight, and I hope you all have a good night. Bye.